I've been getting pretty, I don't know, it's like I want to say I've been getting obsessed with someone, but I'm noticing the obsession so much that it's like I can't get obsessed. Does that make sense? It's like I'm noticing, it's like it's like not believable or something, like this obsessive energy over another. I remember, and it used to be kind of enjoyable when this obsessive energy would just grab me and I would be totally in identification with it, and I would just lose myself to the obsession or limerence of another. And there was like a pleasure in that or something. Of course, the fall was really intense, and because it's like never, it's like not sustainable because it's not true, right? Someone just pulled up at the house. Fuck. I don't really want to do this video in front of them. I'm gonna go to a different spot. We're gonna finish this in a different area. Fuck it. Okay, I don't feel like not making the video either. But yeah, it's interesting, like how I used to enjoy getting pulled by like an obsession towards another, and I'd create this whole reality of them like being the one, and it would feel so real, and there was kind of a relief, there was kind of like this hopefulness in it, like yeah, if I can get that person, then I'm home, then I'm saved, you know. It's like this part that wanted to be saved ultimately. And I think once you see it clearly enough and feel it clearly enough in your bones that another really can't give you anything, once you really see that and know that, it's when that obsessive part of you comes up, it's really hard to get like merged with it, you know. It's almost like you just observe it, like, oh, interesting, this part, it's like it's almost like it's trying to get obsessed. It's like this part's trying to find its home in another. That's what it's trying to do. But I'm noticing even the part that gets obsessed, it's even realizing like it's the futility, like it's getting it's like it's almost like exhausted itself out. And yeah, there's just a little bit of fear coming up in the body because I'm now doing this in front of another who can hear me out there. Thought I'd be talking about this alone. But here we are. So yeah, it's almost like that part that wants to get obsessed with another. It's like that part's even becoming awakened now. It's not just, it's so interesting. It's not just like the I am awareness seeing the observer. It's like seeing the obsessing personality, you could say, aspect. It's like that obsessing personality aspect is itself waking up to itself, to the fact that it's a delusion to think that anyone can give you anything. And that's why the fall is so steep when you do get obsessed with somebody, because eventually that delusion will reveal itself, the delusion that they can complete you or that they can make you whole. And that can feel so painful. That can feel like all your hopes are dashed, everything you wanted has been taken from you or something, right? Maybe that person leaves, or maybe you just see it. Maybe they let you down in some way. Because actually that part that's obsessing, it's projecting. It's obsessing over its own projection. It doesn't even really care about the real person. It just projects onto them savior. Maybe it projects onto them mom or dad, or maybe it projects onto them God. Who knows? But it projects onto them something that's just not true. And so that part's always gonna like end up shattered, and that's a good thing though. That's a good thing, because when you get obsessed and you see how it doesn't work out and that the other person isn't the path to your wholeness and completeness, that's a great thing, because then it like makes you come back to yourself. You know, that disappointment, that agony, that devastation. That's like the crumbling away of that pattern of obsession. Like you get to start sometimes, like I had to get obsessed so many times to really, really, really know it. Like I could conceptually read it a million times, like, wholeness can only be found within and all that stuff, right? We can conceptually know it, but it's like something in us still believes that another can complete us. I swear. It's like it goes so freaking deep within us. And I think a lot of it might be how we're culturally conditioned, especially in the West, maybe, to think like, I don't know, like relationship equals happiness, or like we all have our soulmate that's gonna complete us and all of that. But a deeply realized person, a friend of mine, that I think I even tried to get obsessed with this person, but they were really clear a while back. And then she said something like, this is a solo ride. Like, like there's only you. There's only literally you. It's like it's just like a confused and scared and probably sad part that's like looking for itself in another, like, like looking for its safety in another, looking for a home in another. Sometimes the consciousness will do that. It's like it wants to find that home in another because it's just scared. And like I said, for a while it can be fun to get obsessed with another. You might get a high, the dopamine rush. You might literally feel like really high on it for a while. And that's okay. Like if you're there, like let yourself, let it be. Like if you're gonna smoke a cigarette, same thing. Like enjoy the cigarette. Like fuck it, you're smoking it. Enjoy it. But eventually there's that crash, right? Eventually there's that crash when that realization sets in. When either they maybe, who knows, it could be through like a breakup, but a lot of times it's like they don't live up to our projections of them. I've had people get obsessed with me and I don't live up to their projections. And that's easy to do with someone you see on YouTube, right? That's what this little part in me was doing. It saw someone on YouTube and it was like trying so hard to project stuff, but it was just like also right as it was projecting, it was seeing right through the projection of like, that just can't be true. That just can't be true that they have anything for me, or that my wholeness could be found there. It is so funny to watch it, and that's, as you deepen, that's what happens is instead of it taking 6 months or 3 months or 2 weeks to see through a projection, it's almost instantaneous, and it's kind of it's so innocent and it's more light, and you're not pulled by it. Like I wasn't pulled into any type of unconscious action because that part was having its little whatever, it just wanted to be, having its trying to get it in its little obsessive pattern or whatever. But what I was saying a lot of times is the other, well, it's like they won't live up to our projections of whether that's God, mom, or dad, or the perfect person or whatever, the safest person, the most loving person. We can have all these projections, and that's a gift too when they don't live up to our projections, because then reality kind of comes into the forefront of our experience. The reality of that they're just a human being with a shadow, with a history, with trauma. Like everyone here is just a human being. And then so we start to learn that we don't look for ourselves in another anymore. And when we're looking for, and a sign that you're really trying to look for yourself in another is you're looking to consume them. You want to consume them, And this could be intellectually, spiritually. Maybe you want to consume them spiritually. It could be kind of a lustful, more physical thing. It can show up in a lot of different ways. But it's a beautiful thing when those projections are shattered. Maybe they do something that we're like, oh my God, how could they do that? I thought they were perfect. Who knows? So maybe a spiritual teacher we're projecting on and they shatter those projections. And it's so beautiful because then we realize like, oh, God is only like, can only be found with it. Happiness is an inside job. Wholeness is an inside job. Wholeness just is. Wholeness is not dependent on another person. And when you're in obsession with another, we tend to give them our power too. I had a teacher or something say like, we put ourselves in prison and give them the key. And it's like, that's hell, and that's hell. And it's so good when the projections fall, because then we're freed from that hell of giving our power to another. We learn like, no, I'm not giving my power to anybody. And so this all just leads you back home. And when you've taken this lap enough times back to yourself through obsession, fantasy, limerence, and all that, when it starts to come up again, it's just seen so quickly, because in a lot of this, you really have to experience it out, you know. Sometimes you just have to go on the ride of being obsessed with someone for a while and go through that drama, that chaos, that hell. That can have moments of pleasure and can have moments of highs for sure, but it's like a drug. It's more druggy after a while. At first it feels like amazing, but then as you deepen, as you become more conscious, it's like you're not looking for those highs anymore. You want more of what you really start to value is like this steady peace, this steady sense of you feel good in your own body, you feel wholeness within, this just like a steady stability, groundedness. You can't be really obsessed with someone and also grounded at the same time, right? Grounded means you are attuned with reality as it is. And a lot of times, every time when we're obsessing with someone, that's not reality as it is. That's kind of the mind creating a reality. It's like the mind that's in separation is like creating this hopeful reality. If we get that person or whatever the thing is, then we'll feel better, then we'll feel whole, then we'll feel complete, all those things. And you might temporarily, right? You might have experienced those things temporarily, but eventually it will come crumbling down, and you will have to, you will come to this realization that you have to find it within yourself. And that's the whole thing. And then that's a beautiful thing, because to find source within yourself, to find wholeness within yourself, because then you're free. Then you can go into connection if you want from a place of more like sharing energy, more like from an inspired place, more like from a high, kind of this higher vibrational place, you could say. And then connections will still show you where you start to go unconscious and you start to get into attachment and you start to maybe start grabbing at them in a certain way, or maybe you go into avoidance. And so relationships, you'll always be learning through them. I'm not saying this is not a video to like do things perfect at all, but it is really interesting it was really fascinating to watch that little obsessing part come up yesterday and a little bit today, but just to notice how quickly it's seen, and to notice it's like, that's not you. The part that's obsessing, that's mind. You're not your mind. You know, you could say that's trauma. It's a separate self. That's not actually who you are. Who you are can never obsess. Who you are is so utterly complete and full, and at rest. It's like it cannot obsess. Who you really are cannot get obsessed. It's like a personality layer. And sometimes the divine brings us certain people that will pull that personality layer that's in separation out, and it will go into obsession. So you can go on a ride with it almost, and you'll get hooked into it and identified. And through that ride, it like karmically dissolves. You see what I mean? You'll become so much more aware of going through that ride of becoming super obsessed with someone, that personality layer will reveal itself as, oh, that's not who I really am. How I'm acting right now is super unconscious. This isn't who I really am. I'm in limerence. I'm in obsession. This isn't what I really want. You actually don't even want the things that personality layer is like chasing after so bad. You don't even want that. What you really want is God. That's all it wants is God. It's just trying to find a way to God. It's just kind of so innocent, you know, it's just innocent. But that place is kind of lacking resource. It's like lacking that connection to God. That's why it's doing things so intensely. It's like it's wanting God so bad. And so it's made that person God, or maybe it's wanting mom or dad or whatever, but it's wanting resource. It's wanting love, right? But like only God's love is real. Only God's love is what will actually satiate this place. It might get that other person's love, but it will be very temporary how long it's satiated with it, and it'll need more and more and more. And then it will maybe need another person, or it will need this. It's like a hungry ghost. It can never be fulfilled until it meets God's love, your love, right? So yeah, that's the video today. I just want to name what's coming up for me in real time. It's really fun to share my process with you guys. I don't think there's anything more enjoyable in the world for me to do. Yeah, it's my favorite thing to do. All right, I love you guys. Does this help? Does it not? Let me know in the comments. Do you relate to this? What's your experience like with limerence and obsession? Are you going through it right now? And is it really believable to you? And are you positive? Like, no, this is, Matthew, no, you don't understand. This one's different. My situation with this other person is different. I get it. I felt that way too so many times. I was like, they're wrong. I know if I get this person and we can have divine union, that's my path to God. I know it. So, hey, all is welcome here. Just whatever's real for you, whatever's authentic. That's so beautiful. No judgment here. I love it all. Whatever. I always feel like these videos I could just talk for like 5 hours, and I know after the 5-hour mark I'd still be like, this isn't it. I haven't completed this. So, but we're 16 minutes in. We're gonna have to let it go. All right. So much love to you guys. Namaste.